Coach, we'll start with you, and then we will move on to Reid. You're entering your 4th season as the head coach at St. Vincent. What has this group of seniors meant to you and the development of the program here?
Well, I think when you get your first head coaching job, that first recruiting class that you bring in is special, and these guys are special. A lot of them have started since day one, since we took the program over, and I think we have some great football players that are going to be seniors. And the thing is, when we recruited them to a program that had not won a game in 2.5 years, you had to sell them and make them believe in what we were trying to do. And that first year, we played 5 homecoming games, our own, and 4 on the road. So you knew where St. Vincent ranked, and that has changed completely. And I think this group has high expectations this year, and have really given St. Vincent the pride back and a lot of respectability in our conference.
You brought senior Reid Brinkhoff with you today. Reid has started every game since arriving on campus. Talk a little bit about Reid's abilities as both a player and a leader for your program, and specifically as a leader along the offensive line.
Well, Reid's, first of all, is a great player and a great person. He is one of the very first people that I called, or recruits that I called, when I received the job. He actually came in as a defensive end, and after 3 days of playing defensive end, I grabbed him and said, hey, I think he could start on our offensive line. And he came over. I think he played guard the first 2 or 3 days, and we moved him to center. And 30 straight games later, he is somebody that when we watch films on Sunday, his name is never mentioned, and that's always a good thing. And he's been a solid player, been our best offensive lineman for the last 3 years, and I'm sure that will continue. His leadership, he's a quiet leader. He would probably tell you that when it comes to the team. But within the offensive line, he is respected by the guys that play next to him. And, it's going to be real important for him this year with the new quarterback doing a lot of the things that he needs to do, getting us in the right protections and making all the calls for us. So he's been a phenomenal person with this program, and obviously we're looking for a great senior year from him.
With names like Damon Black Jr., DJ Ocean Kelly, Dalton Dietrich all returning, you're bringing back a group that combined for 26 touchdown catches a season ago. What makes that group so successful, and how helpful is it for a new starting quarterback to have that kind of group to rely on?
Well, the first thing is they're confident. They are a very confident group, and they would all tell you that. I'm sure Reid has heard that many times before. They'll tell you how good they are, but the thing is, what makes them so good is they're complete football players. They can catch, they run great routes, and the most important thing is they take great pride in blocking downfield. I've coached some great receivers over the 30 years that I've been doing this. I don't believe I've coached 3 better ones as a group, and that's saying a lot. So we're looking for great things from those 3. We will have a young quarterback this year. That is, obvious. So I think for our quarterbacks, it's going to be a help that they will be a comfort zone that, get the ball up, get it close to them, they'll go up and get it. And I think all 3 of them will be a big help to our quarterback in terms of his development, being young, and helping him out with a lot of different things, just like Reid will be up front. So it's going to be a combination with our quarterback situation this year. We have a lot of seniors on our offense. Our quarterback will be a young, either a sophomore or freshman. So we're looking for those 3 and everybody to help him out.
Shavonta Kraft finished his 3-year career at St. Vincent as the school's modern-day rushing leader. What will it take to fill that void in the backfield in 2017?
That's a great question. Shavonta was a special football player, and However, we have somebody who's basically got a lot of playing time, but has been waiting his turn, Reid Brinkhoff, who came to us 2 years ago with a major knee injury, and I think he's never been 100%. This year he will be, and I think he is somebody who has really waited his turn very patiently to have this opportunity. He'll be our starter. We have Christopher Holloman, who that name is probably not familiar with anybody, but he's another person who's kind of been sitting in the background waiting for an opportunity. So we have a couple really good freshmen and sophomores that are in that mix too. But Reid, will be the featured back, and I know we're looking for phenomenal things from him. I think he's going to be a force with this football team.
Coach, last question. We've talked a lot about the defensive side of the ball in this media day. Conference also has been known for some strong offenses. Your offense had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball last year, which led to some struggles at times. What are your expectations for the defensive unit in 2017, and what do you think they can do to improve?
Well, I think, injuries are part of the game, so we never make that as an excuse. However, we have made it from spring ball, it has been an emphasis that we have to be a more dominating defense. I've been coaching offense my whole life. I know one thing, any championship team has to have a great defense. So we are, really upgrading our defense in terms of personnel. We're putting our best people on defense, and it's going to be important that we play very, very good defense this year. The major thing we're looking at, and we did in the spring, is our third down efficiency, which was probably last in the league. I don't need to look at statistics. I was on the sideline for it, and I watched it. And we were really good on first and second down, but very bad on third down. So those are things that we really have to upgrade. I think we have some freshmen that are actually going to come in and help us. We had a great freshman class come in for us, so we're looking for big things on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to be very important that we play solid and fundamentally sound defense to be successful. Before I finish, I would like to say a shout out to my coach, Coach Regis Scaife, and President Armstrong, two really good friends of mine from Thomas More. We will miss you. The league will not be the same without you, and it will be different, but we will enjoy this last year with you guys, and I want to wish Coach Scaife, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Good luck in the future, and just wanted to say that before I finish. So,
Coach, thanks. Reid, a couple questions for you. As we mentioned earlier, you were one of Coach Dolciato's first recruits. Talk about how the program has developed from your first days on campus to where it is now as you enter your senior season.
I would just say probably our ability to compete. The last couple of years, there's really no such thing as an easy week in our conference. I think prior to Coach Dolciato's arrival, St. Vincent might have been the team that was looked at as the easy team, and I really think that's no longer the case. So we're just going to continue to progress and see how the season goes.
Having started every game since your arrival at St. Vincent, what are some team goals and some individual goals that you've set for the upcoming year?
Probably really one. Coach Dolciato has the same goal every year, and that's not going to change, and that's to win the conference. And it's a lofty goal, but it's one we want to achieve.
What about individually?
I really don't pay attention really to individual goals, so just whatever I can do to help the team to achieve that team goal is what I do.
Aside from yourself, you're set to return a good bit of experience along the offensive line. How critical in your mind is it to have an experienced offensive line to help protect a new starting quarterback?
Oh, it's huge. I think between myself, my fellow seniors, Colton Hearn, Tyler Rao, our tackles who are both juniors, Ian Eshelman and Colin Higgins, we have over 100 starts. But there's definitely room to improve, and I think we're bringing in over 20 offensive linemen. So I'm just going to be a competitive camp and see whoever wins the starting job, just protect our quarterback.
Reid, last question. The team has a number of talented playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. We talked about some of them, Black, Ocean Kelly, Dietrich, combining for 26 touchdown grabs last year. For you, how exciting is it to have those guys back for another year?
Oh, extremely exciting. They're definitely a fun group to watch. In my opinion, all three of them are all conference players. I know we're going to have a new quarterback this year, so whoever it is definitely going to get a lot of help from those three.
Reid, Coach, thank you guys. St. Vincent will get its season underway on September 2nd at home against Alma College.